What's up, guys? Brendan Hancock here with another episode of Groove Subaru today. And today we're here in Morrison, Colorado with beautiful Red Rocks Amphitheater behind us. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setting to compare two vehicles that we've brought along with us today. So today here we have the 2017 Subaru Forester XT Touring. And this is going to have the navigation and eyesight package with it. And then on my left, I've got the 2017 Ford Escape titanium trim level with the 2.0 liter Ecoboost, which I'm super excited to review here for us. So to someone who knows a little bit more about the Ford Escape than myself, I brought along one of my good friends and colleagues, Mr. Zac Turner, who's going to tell us a little bit more about the Ford Escape.
Brandon, how are you doing, sir?
Good, good. Thanks for coming along today. So they've done a lot to this for 2017, the Escape. They've definitely done a lot, at least appearance-wise, on the outside. So tell us kind of a little bit of the changes they've done for 17 appearance-wise.
Well, we've changed the grille, we've changed the shape of the headlamp covers. What you'll see also is just more of a SUV appearance versus the smaller, like a crossover type vehicle.
Yeah.
This vehicle handles and drives and has some capabilities just like a normal, what people would consider a normal SUV.
Yeah.
We wanted it to appear that way as well.
Yeah, it appears definitely more when you look at it sort of from this kind of look. It has a little bit more of the Ford Edge look than I think even just the 16 did. Like you could tell they're related, like you could tell they're the same car, but the 16 was just a little bit more kind of crunched looking, it seems.
Yep.
So they've sort of opened it up here, which I like a lot. So, and then these are your high and low beams here, and then the turn signals. Kind of explain how those work for us.
So the outer light is a high and a low beam. And
Okay.
then your turn signals are there as well. Right here, you're gonna see your turn signals, but also when you're turning, they're gonna light up so you can see into your turn at slow speeds.
That's really helpful. That's a safety thing, obviously,
Yeah.
so that really helps out a lot. So, cool. Why don't we take, and actually, before we leave, so you guys have the parking sensors on the front. This is something that Subaru doesn't have. So you guys have these parking sensors on the front here. Tell me a little bit about these here.
So in this particular model, it has enhanced park assist.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and I think we'll take a look at that here later.
Yes.
But they assist with that. So like if you're pulling out, it's gonna cross traffic alert.
Yep.
It'll help you alert that. If a small child or something's walking in front of you, and it'll alert you and let you know something's there. Pulling up, maybe you're pulling up to a wall or something. It's gonna let you know how close you're getting.
Yeah, if you're just about to crash your car into the wall, it's there for
Don't
you. That's
crash.
Good. Yeah. Awesome. That's super cool. I'm really excited to look at the parking assist. So we'll do that a little bit later. But why don't we take a look now, sort of on the side, and kind of get a feel for the rest of the vehicle on the outside. The side of the Escape, I really like a lot of the sleek design things here, but there's a few features I like. Tell us a little bit about the keyless entry thing and the touchpad thing you guys got going here. I love this.
All right, so the vehicle comes with its own code. It's a 6-digit code. The customer can also add a code. The original code will always work, and then the customer can have their own code as well.
Okay.
And you can do some pretty cool things. You can lock the doors. There's a way to also make the windows roll down from this code.
Really?
It's pretty neat key features. This particular vehicle comes with proximity key, which is the keys in my pocket. I can reach up, it'll unlock the doors and open it, or I can lock them back this way like that.
Okay.
A lot of basic convenience things, and also deals with safety as well.
And you could lock your keys in the car then
and leave
use
it
that
running.
Code. Okay, or not. Like let's say you're going camping or whatever, and you can just lock it with that and get back into the car same way.
That's right.
That's awesome. That's really convenient. I like that a lot. So why don't we swing around to the back here, because there's a couple really cool things that are going to be on the back of the Escape that I really like. So first things first, I do notice the parking sensors you guys have here. So just like with Subaru, you have the parking sensors in the back here, but that tow hitch. So you can put a tow hitch on a Forester too, but there's something different about it. Tell us about towing with this car.
This is a Class 3 receiver hitch, and this allows this particular vehicle, the way it's set up, to tow up to 3,500 pounds towing capacity, which is top in its class in this segment.
Yeah, I mean, by a lot. I mean, for a comparison, I mean, the Forester tows about 1,500 pounds. So even with Subaru, I mean, even the towing maximum car we have, which is the 6-cylinder Outback, a smidge over 3,000 pounds, this beats even that, which is really impressive to see. So for towing and things, this is an extremely good option if you're going to be towing larger items, which is really great. And then tell us about how awesome you can open this, the awesome way you can open up the back hatch here. I love this feature.
Well, just kick like you're kicking a football, and that thing will open right up.
That is awesome.
And I always like to tell folks, like, if you got a child in one arm and some groceries in the other, you just kick that thing and open it right up. And a very spacious cargo capacity.
Yeah.
Both of those seats fold down.
Okay. Is 60-40 it looks like?
Sure.
Cool. Is there anything? Okay, so where do these things fold down? Is there a, oh, on the side here?
Yeah.
Perfect. And it looks like they have kind of like that little flap there that allows them to kind of smooths it out a smidge too.
Yeah.
And I do like that feature too. So it looks like with the headrests, you have the ability to just, instead of having to take them off, you can just fold them like that too.
Fold them right down. Yeah.
That's convenient. I like that a lot. Cool, cool. So we've taken a look at the Escape here. Why don't we go take a quick look at the Forester and kind of compare the differences on the outside, and then we'll actually take these out for a spin. So I'm super excited. You can close it that way too? Okay, that's cool. Okay, all right, Zach, I understand. It's a cool car. So I'm about to blow your mind with the beauty and awesomeness that is the Subaru Forester XT. My girlfriend actually owns a car almost exactly like this without the navigation and eyesight. So this is a very near and dear to my heart vehicle. This is the XT Touring, so very similar to your Ecoboost. This is pushing out, it's a 2.0 liter turbo, pushing out 250 horsepower. So it's very, very comparable there. You guys have a little bit more torque than we do on the engine, but you can see just kind of like you guys do, we have a nice aggressive front end. This bumper that you see here is only going to be on the turbo Foresters that you have. So this kind of aggressive with the intakes over here on the sides, that's just going to be with the turbo models.
Okay.
Very similar with the 2.5s would look a little bit more kind of like the Escape does, a little bit more round overall features. The engine that's actually in here is very similar to that of the new WRX engine. It's got slightly different compression ratios, but it does give you that nice performance. I mean, Ford also with the EcoBoost, you guys do turbos very well, just like Subaru does. So, and then over here, actually talking about the headlights here, a little bit kind of different design than what you have there. It seems kind of, you have like the two separate ones here. The XT Touring will come with steering responsive headlights, so these will turn. The actual fog lights, though, very similar to yours, they brighten and dim. So the bottom ones aren't going to actually turn. And then you have your LED daytime running lights and everything out here on the side. So it's really cool when they actually turn on the car. They do this little dance where the lights go bing, bing, and then like they kind of show forward. So really, really great visibility. And you also have automatic high beam assist as well. As we pull around over here to the side, I think you guys have a little bit like stricter lines. You know what I mean? You've got very, very nice edgy lines here. On the side of the Forester, it's a little bit more subtle. There's not the sharp lines and things that you have on the Escape are not so much here. Very similar, you know, we do have blind spot detection. We do have the turn signals in the lanes here, just like yours. And we also have the alloy wheels, very, very similar there. So a little bit less sharp lines you can see here, but overall a nice elegant look. Both are going to come with the roof rails, very similar. And we do have the panoramic sunroof and stuff that will come on this as well. Very similar, we do have the keyless entry. You know, with the push to start, very similar to yours. I just locked it by mistake. We don't have that cool, awesome keypad thing, which is super cool. I do wish we have that. We do have a pin access, code access for the rear, but it's not as nice as a finger. It's like literally like binary code where you like 1, 2, 3. So I think you guys got us a beat there a little bit, which is really cool. So, and then as we follow around to the back, shall we? We don't have a kick. We don't have a kick gate. That's pretty cool, but I do have my fingers, so I can use that. So, and then pretty much everything you're going to see here is going to be the same as the regular 2.5i. This one is actually going to come with a bunch of camera cases and water bottles as well. So that's an extra feature you can get on the Forester XT. We do have the very similar, you know, cargo capacity here, around 74 cubic feet of cargo capacity. We do actually have the parking sensors in the back, very similar to the Escape. This one actually is going to come with reverse automatic braking too, so yeah, it'll actually stop the car as it's going in reverse, but it's working at really slow speed. So we're talking, in a parking lot, sort of situation. It's 5 miles an hour and under, so really, really slow speeds it's going to work here. Nice. But just like with yours, you do have it is a 60-40 folding split. It is a nice, convenient touch there. The thing is, though, if you do have the seats really far back, you do sometimes have to remove the headrests. We don't have the nice folding feature that you guys have there. That's really, really nice. I do like. So plenty of cargo capacity, like I said, around 74 cubic feet. So tons and tons of space here, and a nice high entry point and wide entry point to get those bigger items in. So both of these cars are good all-around practical SUVs that you can load as many things in as you want to and put stuff on top as well, I think as well.
I agree.
But at the end of the day, we can talk about these cars all day long. I've got a lot of time behind the wheel of this car, and you've got a lot of time behind the wheel of the Ford Escape. So why don't we drive each other's cars? Do you want to drive first, or do you want me to drive first?
You can drive first, sir.
Are you telling me I get to drive the Ford Escape first?
You drive first.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. This is the 2.0 liter Ecoboost, 245 horsepower, which of course we're not testing as we're going down this hill, but tell me a little bit about sort of the option packages, so to speak, that this car that comes with.
So the titanium is going to be your top of the line. Inside the titanium, there are different packages. This one's the 301A package, and it's going to have some technology things that the normal Escape will not have, such as Apple CarPlay, which I have pulled up right here. This is actually on my phone screen.
Come on.
And I have it plugged in with a data cable, so I can control some things. And if you see right here, that's a Ford Pass.
Ford Sync?
No, this button right here. That's a Ford Pass app. So with this particular vehicle, it has Sync Connect, and a customer could be able to get a Ford Pass app. There's no charge for that. And then they could start their car from distance. They could find their car. They could see how much gas their car has in it. And they could also set up reoccurring start times. So like if they normally get off at 5 o'clock, say they could have their vehicle start at 4:50 and run and be ready for them when they get in their vehicle in the evening.
That is convenience. And I think I read somewhere too, can't you like reserve parking spaces too?
You can reserve parking spaces and even pay for reserved parking spaces in a pay app inside Ford Pass.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
you can also pay your payment.
What? Okay, nice. I like the turning on this. It's pretty. It feels really solid. You know what I mean? It's not a heavy vehicle, but it feels heavy, which is good. You know what I mean? In that sense, not of like a laggy slow thing, but just solid, which is really good. I think on that note of Apple CarPlay, I mean, Apple CarPlay is really sort of the direction a lot of things are heading, and Ford is always at the front of the pack in terms of innovation and coming out with things first. I mean, so we'll probably see Apple CarPlay on the Forester soon. Currently, the only thing we have that has it is the Impreza, and that's the first thing we've ever had to have Apple CarPlay. So, cool. So we're gonna take a turn up here. So one of the things I like about the fact that this is a turbo and not like a naturally aspirated engine is that elevation in Colorado, turbos tend to perform much better than naturally aspirated cars do. So they don't tend to lose as much horsepower at higher elevation. So in places like Denver, having the Ecoboost is very, very nice. So I'm gonna give this a little juice. Oh yeah, there we go. That is fun. Now, what are some of the other, I know we have the parking assist thing. What are some other things that it has? Does this come with navigation or?
This actually does have navigation, and with the Apple CarPlay, if I'm running my you can see on my phone, this is my navigation on my phone, and it's also coming up on the screen. Now, if I unplug this, I can just go to the vehicle's navigation.
Yeah.
And there we go. It's showing us where we're at.
Now, around turns, in terms of the suspension and things, these are pretty tight turns, and I feel like it holds pretty well here. And you were kind of describing something to me that it has something similar to active torque vectoring, where it's kind of sending, braking the inside wheel a little bit,
so the stability control in this vehicle is amazing. It's very, very impressive in that it knows kind of what it needs to do to keep it on the road, using some technology similar to what's in a helicopter. It will apply analog braking systems and stability control and intelligent four-wheel drive to keep it from what a normal, like an oversteer or understeer fishtail situation. Yeah. And you're being a little easy on it. You could probably be a little
There's a
more
lot
aggressive.
of people that bike up here, Zach, okay? I'm definitely not giving it the full juice. It's not getting the full shpoopy here. But what I can tell, though, is around these corners, it handles really well. And visibility is amazing out of the front. I don't like, this is a little beefy, but in terms of visibility out of the front, it is similar to the Forester. It has that nice steep decline there, so you can really see quite well out of here. So I do like that a lot. And I haven't put it into sport mode. So, all right, I'm going into sport. Boom, I'm in sport mode. And do I need to use the paddle shifters then?
Your paddle shifters will allow you to downshift.
Okay.
And upshift. So downshift will be on your left, and then the upshift on your right.
Oh, giving it the juice. Okay, Zach, okay. No, I'm not speeding. The speed limit's just changing as I'm driving differently. Oh, this is great. This is fun to drive. So, I mean, a lot of the times you have people that are looking, they want to be practical, they want a good practical car that they could throw the kids in and they could throw stuff in and go up to the mountains, but they also want to enjoy the driving experience. And I think that this is definitely an option that gives you the best of both worlds in that sense. I mean, and fuel economy is decent, right? I mean, what are we looking at fuel economy wise here?
You can get up to 28 miles to the gallon on the highway. Of course, depending on how you drive, I probably wouldn't get that.
Yeah, I tend to not get the best fuel economy for myself either. So, yeah, Forester very similar, 27, I think, and 22. So I think this beats the Forester fuel economy wise by 1 mpg. So
I would call them even.
I would call it an even fight. So this is really awesome. Now they do also have a 1.5 liter Ecoboost available as well on other trims. Is that correct?
Yes, a little bit less horsepower, a little bit less torque. Still amazing vehicle and really, really fun to drive.
Yeah. Cool. Well, awesome. Well, Zach, I'm excited for you to drive the Forester. I think you're going to be pretty excited. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. I see what you're saying about the view.
Yeah.
I do like that.
It's described often as a fishbowl with a 5-star crash test rating.
Okay. I like it.
So this is really great. You know, you have the variety of the driving modes and things as well, which kind of, you know, fluctuates the airflow into the turbo. So you can have, you know, the intelligent mode where it's a much more subtle, or when you're up in the mountains and you've got some fun windy roads, you can have the Sport Sharp, which is going to give you, it's going to shift at higher RPMs to give you a little bit more of an aggressive, sporty feel.
I like how it feels. I like the seat is very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I got a lot of room. I can tell that the response it's very responsive. I like that.
No, absolutely. And so you can use too, like you do have a manual mode as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either use, like in manual mode, you have to shift using the paddle shifters. In drive, you could do a quick downshift or something if you wanted to now, but it would just put it back into drive at a later time. Now, this does also have the lane keep assist feature. So lane keep, so yep, that's going to be lane keep right there. So that'll actually use these cameras that you have up here, which is going to be the same things for the pre-collision braking and stuff. And that's actually going to see where the lines are on the road and physically adjust your steering to keep you in the lane. Now, if you are activating it, you do need to go at least 40 miles an hour, but it's really, really a nice feature if you're driving through Iowa, Nebraska, you know, for example, where you feel like you're going to fall asleep at the wheel 24 hours a day. So.
Well, this is nice. I like it. I do like it. I've never driven a Forester, so this is new to me, but it's very comfortable, and I'm gonna.
There we go. Give it the beans. There you go.
Yeah.
See, we can play. There we go. It's got a lot of play to it. There's a huge difference too, and I'm sure it's the same with the Ecoboost and the regular 2.5 and stuff. It's just a night and day difference. You're looking almost. That was the lane departure we're in. So you're looking at 250 versus 175. But this has the high torque CVT, so it's still a CVT transmission, but it's designed to handle the additional horsepower of the turbo. Now yours is a 6-speed?
Yes.
Okay. One of the few. A lot of them. I think the RAV4 has a 6-speed available also in the non-hybrid version. But a lot of these, all-wheel drive kind of mid-size sedans are going CVT, so it's nice and refreshing to see, the Escape still, holds on to that, because a lot of people do like that. Now, one of the things, you'll notice in this car, you do have a touchscreen, a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system, but you're not going to have, it doesn't have Apple CarPlay. You do have navigation and stuff. You do have a navigation system here. The voice activation is incredible, so you can actually send and receive text messages very efficiently. You can put an address into navigation using that, but you're not going to have, Apple CarPlay, things like that. I think, Ford does a really great job, in my opinion, with forward-thinking technology and integration of cell phone with car and things like that. It does it very, very well. I think Subaru is focused more on the eyesight kind of stuff and just all-wheel drive in general. I don't think we're going to have an app that has remote start on it for a while. I mean, we still have remote lock and unlock, but we don't have. I can't schedule a parking space. I don't think at least. Maybe I can. All right, so we've taken a look at both the titanium Ford Escape with the Ecoboost. We've taken a look at the XT Touring Forester with the eyesight navigation. Both of these vehicles are really all around well-rounded, vehicles that are both practical, fuel efficient, but they're the two specifically, I think, that really have the performance element also there in terms of power. We have a less powerful version of this car, just like we have a less powerful version, but
That's
not,
right.
the CR-V doesn't have a 6-cylinder or a turbo, things like that. So if you're looking for a car that does give you a good amount of power like that, but is also practical and well-rounded and for all-wheel drive, these two I think are really great options. So Zac, thank you so much for joining us today. Zac does work at our Groove Ford store, so we've got his information below if you'd like to contact him. And to check out our Ford Escape as well as our Subaru Forester inventory, click the links below.